All right, you guys, it's been a few days since the LUKA trade, and nobody's calmed down. Everybody's still pissed off. All the Mavericks fans are still pissed off, but we're starting to get to see some of the traded members in their new threads. Like we saw Max Christie tonight; he was going crazy. Is that it? Who did the Lakers get? Who else did the Lakers get other than LUKA? Somebody was playing for them. Like, but it doesn't really matter. We're here to talk about LUKA, but like. Me, I don't know. I'm like still upset about the trade, but I'm starting to cope. You gotta like move forward some way. I'm trying to I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. Like they say conditioning problems, and like now that I think about it, I think Luca really does have. Hold on, like I'm trying to get my hat in the frame. You talk. I think Luca really does have some conditioning issues. Now that I think about it, like it's like going under the radar, but every time I watch a lot of Mavericks games, they're always on television. They're a pretty entertaining team. Not really anymore, but with Luka on the team, they were entertaining. And all the time, he's always got some leg injury. Like he'll just be limping out of nowhere. I think the last time we saw him, it was a random leg injury, non-contact. They're usually non-contact too. Like I've never really thought of it like that. I'd still never trade him, but looking at it in that perspective, I guess you could see maybe what Nico was talking about. He's still tweaking. They just trade away Quentin Grimes for Caleb Martin today. Everybody's still outraged. But enough of that. Today we have Jimmy High Roller. He's going to give his opinion on the whole situation. If you don't know Jimmy High Roller, this is our first time reacting to him, actually. Jimmy High Roller, he's like the main, I don't know what to call it, like cinematic NBA person. He makes good videos. So we'll be watching one today. This one's 12 minutes. The craziest trade in NBA history. 100% correct. Let's get it. Everybody was tweeting about this. All the players.
There aren't many things that can stop the...
I can't tell. Nah, you gotta show the other CJ. CJ was like, what did he say? He was like, nobody's safe or something. And somebody in the comments, it was like, ain't nobody trading for you. It was funny as hell. It was flaming his ass.
The entire NBA world in its tracks.
You don't got nothing to worry about, CJ.
On a Saturday night. Did someone score 100 points? Did LeBron hastily retire in the middle of the season? What, did Michael Jordan come back out of retirement? What could possibly get everyone riled up out of nowhere? Oh my God. We all said in unison as news broke that the Mavericks traded Luka Doncic for Anthony Davis. I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Why is Utah here, bro?
Some big
Why are we
elaborate
here?
hack job, and I was waiting for follow-up tweets saying, "False alarm! The Mavericks actually aren't brain dead." I can't believe you guys fell for it. But with
y'all see Bronny hooping. Bronny hit his first three today in front of Luka. They said it's the Luka effect.
In minutes, it was clear that this trade was unfortunately very real, and the Mavericks are in fact out of their minds.
They were farming the hell out of Luka bench clips
he
today.
would rather leave his wife before giving up. The same player
He
who
did
was
say that.
responsible for a third of the organization's finals appearances.
But he's
the
like
same
not
player
even
who,
the
by
owner
the grace
anymore.
of God, miraculously fell into their lap 7 years ago, is now gone. And after looking at the reported details of this exchange, how it went down and who was involved, this is, without exaggeration, the most shocking trade in NBA history.
Still can't believe it, bro. Still can't believe it.
Today's
It
video
should have
is
been
sponsored by
vetoed.
DraftKings. Super Bowl 59 is right around
Oh
the corner.
yeah. I'm not.
Bets on
I'm not
DraftKings
used to these.
same-game
I've seen
parlay
Flight
bet.
react to these, and
Just
like he
find
already knows this is
promo
coming.
code. We've had a high roller only at DraftKings.
And he like skips it. It skips it so like perfectly.
Now that we've had about a day to digest the Luka AD trade, by now the reality of the situation should be setting in. It has not. A trade so insane that fans are now theorizing
hot
if
as
the
hell in
league
this
did
room.
it for the sake of ratings. Imagine concocting a deal so heinous that your fans literally think you're doing it for clout. That is how crazy this trade
Bro, there was this graphic I saw. It was talking about the players that the Mavericks have traded away. It was Kristaps, Luka, and Jalen Brunson, who were all on the same team at one point. All on the Mavericks at one point. Had him on the Lakers. Luka on the Lakers. Kristaps on Boston. And Jalen Brunson in New York. These big markets have to be stopped. I'm telling y'all, they're so bad for the sport. They always have been. Like, No other team. The Mavericks, they just they just exist to like feed the big market teams. What the hell is going on? There's some kind of propaganda going on.
It is.
We got to
There's
look at
about
this
a
trade
dozen
from every
reasons
angle.
why this is legitimately the most shocking deal we have ever seen. First, according to multiple sources, none of the players even knew this trade was happening. Not LUKA, not Anthony
This
Davis,
trade is
not even
twisted.
the Lakers GM LeBron James. As some sources put it, this deal materialized in the shadows. In the shadows? What is this?
In a
the
dark
Illuminati?
alleyway.
What do you mean in the shadows? And turns out this was the cleanest way this deal could have gone down. Because the next component that makes this truly the craziest
Look at
trade
this
to
guy.
ever happen, LUKA never requested a trade. He's been in Dallas his entire career, and outside of a few rumors, nothing suggested he wouldn't be a lifer in that organization. There wasn't any buildup, there wasn't any reports of a disgruntled LUKA making demands. It just happened. Out of the blue, which is reason number 3. The Mavs just traded away a top 3 asset in the NBA without even shopping him. No bidding wars, no asking around and
For real,
assessing
they coulda
other
got
offers.
anybody
They just
else.
made
They
the call
got
to the
Anthony
Lakers and
Davis.
accepted the deal. Can you imagine the
Old
haul
ass
Dallas would have
32-year-old
gotten if
Anthony
they
Davis.
actually shopped LUKA around the league for a couple of months? Oh, you want to give us LUKA? Here is our entire franchise, the players, the coaches, the building, the staff, my firstborn child. Take it all. Thanks for doing business. I'll figure out the details later. If Rudy Gobert is worth 2 starters, 5 first-rounders, and a pick swap, if Mikal Bridges is worth...
My boy Rudy, man. Y'all remember this deal? The Jazz low-key broke the NBA with this shit. Trades have never been the same. Everybody's pick hauling. Everybody's holding their players hostage for like crazy hauls. Holy crap! Look at all this shit. That's like 7 rows. Like what?
Worth 5 first-rounders, a second
And we
rounder,
still
and a swap.
ask.
If an aging Paul George is worth a rising SGA, 5 first-round picks, and 2 pick swaps, can you imagine what a prime Luka Doncic would have fetched to the right team? Oh wait, I know, a 31-year-old Anthony Davis and a thank you note. It makes no sense. And that
No
brings
sense
up
at
reason
all.
number 4. The Mavericks were just in the finals last year. We've seen players sign with
Insanity,
other
bro.
teams after a finals run. We've seen players demand trades after a great season. But we have never seen a team willingly cough up a megastar after being just 3 games away from winning
Nico
a
going to
championship.
hell, man.
It's unthinkable because reason number 5.
Wait a minute,
is
ain't you Nico
freaking
Harrison?
Doncic. You do not trade Luka Doncic. If you were to rank players in the NBA
This
on
is
their
so
trade
sad,
value,
bro.
starting with the players who are the most untouchable, non-negotiable, hang up the phone, and down from there, Luka is probably 3rd or 4th on that list. The only 2 players definitively
He
ahead
above
of him
SGA.
are Wemby and Jokic. Now just try to wrap your head around the deal a team would have to offer in exchange for Nikola
He should
Jokic.
low-key be above the Jokic too. Jokic is 30 years old. No. Luka entering his prime. He should low-key... No, I don't know. I don't know about Wemby. I don't know. He might be. He got the highest trade
Or what the
value in
Bucks
the
would get in
NBA.
return for Giannis. Here's a hint, there isn't one, because they would never trade them away. The deal doesn't exist. Tim McMahon of ESPN reported that Dallas had 2 major concerns in regards of Luka's future with the franchise. The first one being his massive $345 million 5-year extension, which he would have been eligible for this summer, and the second concern being his health and conditioning. In other words, the man was out of shape. So let me get this straight. The Dallas Mavericks just traded away the best player of a generation, the future of their franchise, and the man that just got them to the finals on one leg because he put on a few pounds.
On one leg. Let's see if he talks about like what I talked about at the beginning. With the leg issues. Cause it's like wait. Like nobody's thinking about it that way, but like it's low-key valid. But like not enough to trade him valid. Like that part was just retarded.
For fuck's sake, Zion Williamson ate his way into load management, and he has spent the last 6
Zion
seasons
and
in
Joel
a
Embiid. That's what I was
rehab,
thinking when I
and the
first heard
Pelicans
it.
are still sticking by him. Now, Zion didn't deserve that stray. Seems like a nice guy. I wish him the best. But you get the point.
Why you
We are
just
now
go in
over
on
a
Zion like
decade
that? Where did
into
my
the
other volleyball
process,
go?
and the Sixers have yet to move on from Embiid. It's one thing for a franchise player to want out, to sign with another team if they aren't happy and the opportunity presents itself. But for a franchise to pull the trigger and get rid of a megastar in his prime because of constant conditioning issues is criminal. there's really no precedent or great comparison for a trade like this. Because in the past, even when teams did trade a superstar, there was context behind those trades that at least made it seem justifiable. Either the star was exiting their prime and the team was trying to salvage some value before they inevitably left, or despite how good the star was, the team wasn't finding much postseason success and wanted to go in a different direction. Or the star was bound to leave anyways, made it known, and the team had no leverage, so they were essentially forced into the trade. This deal between the Mavs and the Lakers has none of those elements involved. LUKA didn't request a trade. He's 25 years old in his prime, and the Mavericks championship window just opened up.
League breaker.
Now, as a Blazers fan, I am painfully aware of how hard it is to get your hands on a true franchise.
Dude, this is respect right here. He's a Blazers fan. The Blazers, they're kind of like our eternal rivals. Like, they're always in the same condition we are. Like, they're good at the same time we are. They're bad at the same time we are. Actually, like, I don't know what the hell's going on this year. Y'all see, they won like 9 of their last 10. They just beat the Pacers tonight. Shout out to the Blazers. Y'all want Cooper Flag. That's all y'all.
In our team's entire 55-year existence, we've had 3. The first one got hurt. The second one was incredible. The potential third one got hurt. And the actual third one was also incredible. That's about one superstar every 20 years.
Oh,
what does the lackluster history of my team have to do with this trade? Well, because the Mavericks should know a thing or two about keeping their hands on a generational talent. Because in their franchise's history, they've only had 2 of them. Dirk Nowitzki and Luka Doncic. The first one spent his entire 21-year career in Dallas facing ups and downs.
Bro, he should have been a Maverick for life. He was the next Dirk. There was no, like, the resemblance was so strong. Like, like Dallas was just known as like this city, or the Mavericks at least. The Mavericks are just known as this franchise that like kept the one guy like the entire career, the one European guy. There's so many parallels. This is so out of nowhere. Like, this is so crazy. Dude, I don't know if I'm ever going to get used to this, dude. It was so sad watching that dang Goodbye Luka video on Twitter, bro. There's a lot of souls in the Mavericks franchise fan base, bro. I can't believe this.
And winning arguably the heaviest and most challenging championship of our lifetime. And the second one, they traded away for AD in a box of scraps after just 6.5 seasons of a promising career. And as every fan of a non-major market team knows all too well, generational talents only come along once in a generation. The Mavericks aren't some hotspot for superstar talent. They don't get real chances to win it all often. Just 3 trips to the finals in 45 years. One of those trips at the hands of the guy who they just sent packing. They cannot afford to roll the dice and hope for greener pastures like some other teams can. You are not the Lakers. You get a player like LUKA and you lock that man in and throw away the key. What are we doing? It could be another 20 years before a player of LUKA's caliber puts on a Mavericks jersey. And the team traded him away
20 years
because
back.
He was mildly out of shape.
Stop saying the team, I think that's
this
Nico,
is coming from a desperate
Harrison.
man who's got 18 years left before I see another Dame. Which brings us to their second concern. Again, according to sources, the Mavericks were not keen on giving LUKA an extension that would have made him the highest paid player in the league. But if the third best player in the world, who gets better in the playoffs, is a perennial MVP candidate who's hitting his prime, isn't worth paying,
bro, this is pissing me off.
Dallas said that this was a win-now trade, an oxymoron of a statement considering who they just...
Aaron Fox just got traded to San Antonio. That San Antonio Mavericks Texas showdown was supposed to be crazy for the... That was supposed to be a 10-year rivalry. Now it's just gone. I never even liked LUKA that much. He was always beating up on the Jazz. Like, he hates Rudy Gobert. Like, he's annoying. He's red-faced. He's always angry. He's cocky. I loved him for the Mavs. Like,
and where he just
this is so nasty, dude.
Superstars win championships. Superstars also cost a lot of money. And if you're not willing to empty your pockets, how committed are you to actually winning? In what world has being cheap ever won a team a title? It just seems completely counterintuitive to what they're trying to accomplish. Now, the implications of this trade for the Lakers are just as drastic, but for entirely different reasons. For starters, this will be the first time in LeBron's entire career, youth, high school, NBA, a lifetime of basketball where he won't be the best player on his team,
I never even
which is
thought about
already a
that.
huge adjustment for him and the team as a whole, but specifically because LUKA and LeBron essentially do the same exact thing. Oversized on-ball floor generals with elite scoring abilities. In fact, they not only have the same skill set, they take on the exact same roles on the court. LeBron has always initiated the offense, even if it meant relegating point guards to other positions. And this usually worked in the past because no one did what LeBron could do nearly as good as he could do it. But now there's a guy who can do what LeBron can do, only better. So that means unless LUKA and the Lakers are okay with him getting neutralized, LeBron will have to truly play off ball and within the flow of the offense for the first time in about 2 decades. 2 LeBrons on 1 team. Sounds great in theory, probably a bit redundant. Which leads me to believe the Lakers are actually playing a longer game with this trade. Sources report that the Mavericks are the ones that approached LA with this trade. And despite the Lakers playing fairly well as of late, I think they knew their chances of winning another title with the LeBron-AD duo was getting slim. So with the option of trading away key pieces and tripling down on a 40-year-old LeBron to carry them to the promised land, or trade for a megastar that just showed up on their doorstep 5 minutes ago, they couldn't book AD's flight to Dallas quick enough. Which makes me think this move was the first step into the post-LeBron era in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
As
this
we all
is.
know, LeBron will
Why does he have to be a
retire within
Laker,
season.
bro? These Lakers fans are so spoiled all the time, and they're complaining all the time, bro. All they do is complain. Why is he a Laker, bro?
And the Lakers needed a new face for their franchise, and they just got it. Inexplicably, miraculously, in the most Lakers way imaginable. I always wondered what LeBron's final years would look like.
The most
how he would
Lakers
go
way
out, who would be
imaginable.
around him. But never in my wildest dreams did I imagine it would be playing second fiddle to Luka Doncic in a Lakers jersey. All in all, it seems like the Mavericks won
This
this
is
trade,
so
if you
gross.
zoom way in and look at this in an 18-month window. But zoom out, and the Lakers are looking around asking themselves how they just pulled off a bank heist. With AD, the Mavericks lineup looks good, possibly a winning formula. But the Lakers got Luka Doncic, and in 20 years, fans will look back and wonder how one of the greatest players of
This
all
is so
time in his
nasty, dude.
prime was traded away on a random Saturday night.
Dude, this video just pissed me off, actually. It made it even worse. Shout out Jimmy High Roller. Always a great video. It brings together the NBA community. All gotta talk, sit around the campfire and talk about what's going on. Trey was so crazy. Jimmy posted after 4 days instead of 1 month. The JFK assassination is the second worst thing to happen in Dallas. I didn't even know that happened in Dallas. That is, bro, this is ridiculous. Like I said, I'm trying to make sense of it all, but this nigga just pissed me off even more. Incredible. Luka Doncic, Lakers next chapter. I'm gonna start watching basketball again. It's pretty cool. When is De'Aaron Fox debuting? I imagine like the next game the Spurs play. They just got whooped by the Grizzlies yesterday. Damn. I guess I'm out, you guys. Peace.